Guys, listen, it's a miracle that I can speak right now. It truly is a miracle, because at some point last night during the wager, I was scared. Like, guys, I was genuinely scared that I was going to lose my vocals. I was really scared because I was laughing so hard. See, yeah, as a matter of fact, before the actual presentation in the arena, guys, I'd been watching these housemates rehearsals. That's the two teams. And I just knew the team that was going to give us a monumental disaster for a performance. Oh God, the back of my neck aches. See, I already knew the one that was destined for disaster for that presentation, you know. And guys, what the actual fuck? You know the funniest part for me, yeah? The funniest part for me is how proud Tracy was of that useless, nonsensical music that they composed. I was even wondering, like, how did they even come about this nonsense idea, this concept? What the fuck? Ah, Jesus! What the fuck? My goodness. And they were acting like what's it called now, puppets. You know, I don't know if you guys have seen the puppet show where they're like this: master, 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 master. And then they're trying to be cheerleaders. It's the show. It's the show. Oh. Oh my goodness. And then the personal lines of each of the team members. Hey, God. Mide, mide, mide. What was that one that Brian was saying? Mide, mide, mide. Mide, mide, mide. What was... See, Imisi's part almost sent me... Like, guys, I almost flew out of my chair. Imisi's part, she literally turned Kola into a god and she was doing praise and worship. He is my fortress. He is my rock. I say, Even Kola entered worship mode. Kola was like, See, guys, if the brief for last night's wager was a satirical musical, trust me, Team 1 would have won. They would have won, hands down. But you see that nonsense they pulled out? It was in no way at all close to the instructions of the brief. It was in no way close to the interpretation of the brief. See, what is still baffling me till now is, how did they come up with that nonsense? How? What were they thinking? And guys, yeah, everything was just so shabbily done. And you see, I think aside the fact that they lacked ideas, they lacked creativity on how to go about their team's work, they also did not take it serious. Yeah, they did not. They were not rehearsing. I think they got so carried away with the whole soft life situation happening this week. And they were just eating and, you know, just dillying and dallying around. They were not really taking it serious. They were not rehearsing. You know, unlike the other team that had already started their conversations, their deliberations, and they were already, you know, thinking about how to structure the whole thing. There was Faith, Jason J, and Coin, who were always working together to ensure that they got the structure right. And it was just so perfect how the second team, you know, executed their presentation. I love the word Big Brother used, that they were very deliberate about showcasing their the full extent of their Big Brother experience this entire season, to the point that they even added a most recent event as another additional element to the whole experience, beginning from, you know, the first day of coming into the house onto the first diary session, onto the first head of house challenge, onto the first Saturday night party, onto, in fact, literally the first of everything that happened this season. There was also the first fight. There's also the ships in the house. I mean, guys, they literally touched upon different facets of their lives in this social experiment, and it made it all the more interesting how they were just swiftly going from one story to the other, from one story to the other. They were very, very concise, very, very precise as well. They were very, very structured. There was synergy. There was, what's that word? Aside synergy, there was also, I think the word I'm looking for is communication amongst the team members, right? There was a flow of communication. They all knew what they were all expected to do at different points in time, you know, and the songs that they created to go with certain scenes, it was just brilliant. It was brilliant. It was amazing. It was excellent, you know, perfectly suited each of those scenes that they were trying to, you know, embody. And then, ladies and gentlemen, the different creativity behind the task, guys, that was excellent. The whole concept of the diary room, brilliant. Oh, massive kudos and accolades to Faith for designing that diary room board, that artwork you saw there. Faith did it all by himself. That was really brilliant. Guys, aside that, their choreography was so in sync, so on point, wonderfully executed. Now, I don't know if you all remember the circus wager presentation that they had done. If you all recall that choreography that, what's his name now, Jason J, Coy, Joanna, and Day had done, because they were all in the same team. Ladies and gentlemen, they had replicated that again during their presentation last night, and it was just so beautifully done. It was kind of more intimate, right? And I felt Dinaris' song, oh my goodness, I felt it, you know, because 1 minute we're all laughing, we're having fun, we're enjoying the presentation, and then it was more like a moment of silence, a moment to reflect, a moment to experience love and enjoy it in all of its forms and colors and beauty. And then Dinaris' voice was just flowing in beautifully, silkily in texture. And speaking of Dinaris, oh my goodness, ladies and gentlemen, Dinaris really showed his many talents last night. This guy, you know, I mean, fully expressed his big brother's voice, expressed his Ebuka's voice, you know, because remember, this particular team, they had touched on the different facets of their full Big Brother Naija journey this season. Yes, I mean, as I said, right from the very first event of stepping into the house to evictions, and then the fake eviction, which was the most recent event, they embodied everything, displayed everything to perfection. So speaking still of Dinaris, the way he impersonated Big Brother, did the Ebuka's impression, that was really brilliant. That was amazing. I loved it, you know. And what else? Yeah, his singing talent. This guy was showing his different selves. And guys, I was just so proud of Dinaris. And I was really proud of him because now I'm not saying that Doris is literally the one making him shrink. No, I mean, Doris has a larger than life personality, right? And so it happens that if one is friends with Doris, unconsciously you begin to drop back into a shadow. You drop back into the background of our entire existence. And that was exactly what happened to Dinaris. Dinaris unconsciously became Doris's shadow. Yeah, but watching him last night in that arena, this guy, oh my God, I was like, Dinaris, who is this? It was so refreshing to see a different side to him. Okay, not really a different side, because we all know that Dinaris has always been, you know, very, very talented, but he's just been very, very quiet, more into his shell. But now seeing him unleash, oh my goodness, it was such a breath of fresh air. I enjoyed every single facet of himself that he put out there. I really enjoyed it. And so overall, Big Brother commended these housemates for their intentionality, for the deliberate efforts that he put into really showcasing, you know, all the different experiences of their journey in Big Brother's house this season. He really commended them for their use of music. I love the fact that he also said that their music was perfect for every scene that they used it. I'm just paraphrasing what he said now. But also, he also mentioned that their music did not feel forced. It just came naturally. It was authentic. It was beautiful to see. And guys, if I just say so myself, every action that they all displayed last night, that is this team 2 now, it felt so organic. Everything was just so beautiful and everything flowed really well. Yes. So overall, it was a brilliant performance. It was excellent. It was beautiful. They understood the assignment. They really interpreted the requirements and instructions of the brief. And guys, I have no single complaint whatsoever. Yes. And I love the fact that Big Brother just instantly gave them the win, because guys, they absolutely deserved it. So massive accolades and massive congratulations to team 2. I think the name of their team is Who's Next. Yes. So massive congratulations to team Who's Next. They really deserved this one. That is a huge win for them. So of course, we know the drill. They are in charge of the weekly shopping on Saturday. Okay, today's Saturday, yeah. They are in charge of the weekly shopping. They are also in charge of the kitchen and its supplies. So guys, I'm so excited for them, really excited. Now, before I end this talk about the wager, let's touch up on Dede's initial complaint about the wager, about her team's preparations, their rehearsals. This was what really pissed Faith off earlier in the day, yesterday, when Dede had said that, that what they were doing felt like a talent hunt show, that the scripts, okay, not the script, she said that what they were displaying felt like a Jason J story, that it did not reflect everybody's personal story, so she did not see her own individual story in there, and now it all made sense, because remember, we were not really shown the full extent of these housemates presentation whilst they were preparing and rehearsing during the week. Yeah, so it was yesterday during in the arena that we saw everything in full force, right? So watching everything play out, I then really understood why Faith and Jason J were very frustrated and really mad at Dede. Because if Dede had done what Joanna did by reading the script for herself and then using that knowledge to follow their rehearsals, she probably would have understood it. But probably out of laziness, she did not read the script and obviously was not really paying attention to the rehearsals. If not, she would have noticed that their performance was not about Jason J. Because what I watched in the arena last night, it was not about Jason J. It wasn't. Instead, what Team 2 did successfully was they touched up on almost all the events that had happened in the house from week 1 till now. And then they used different people and sometimes as a collective to portray it. And that was what made it all the more beautiful. So the presentation wasn't really about one person. It wasn't about 2 people. It was about everybody's joint and, let's call it, collective experience. Oh, I also forgot to mention that another part that I really loved was their improvisation method during the eviction, where Dinaris, standing as Ebuka, wanted to evict 2 housemates, and instead of mentioning the names of the housemates on the stage, he had mentioned the names of previously evicted housemates, Dambos Kid and Ibifubara. And then the housemates' reactions. Guys, that was just so beautiful. It was just so excellent. You know what? A standing ovation for these housemates. That's for the team that won, not the other ones that were giving us low budget sound of music, because I don't even understand what they were doing here. But massive accolades to Team 2, Team Who's Next, because they really killed it. Their consistency, their dedication, their intentionality, yes, their creativity, them allowing their imaginations to run wild just to execute this task. Guys, that was beautiful to watch. Absolutely beautiful. So once again, massive congratulations to all of them. Now, quickly, the aftermath of the wager presentation, ladies and gentlemen. up until this morning, Thelma was really pissed that they lost their wager and was kind of looking for who to pass the blame to. So she was kind of passing the bulk of the blame to Rude Boy. Now, Rude Boy already first started talking, right? He was talking and complaining that he did not like what happened during their presentation, that Thelma did this, Thelma did that. So Thelma herself was really upset. Like, what is he on about? That during their preparations, their rehearsals, this guy was not serious, always complaining that, oh, I don't know how to sing, oh, I don't know how to do this, I don't know how to do that, da 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 da. He was just complaining. And according to Thelma, this is something that Rude Boy does every week that they are in the same team for their wager presentation, that he did the same thing during the circus week, that Rude Boy is always complaining, almost sabotaging the wager. So what is he complaining about? So both of them, they were just nagging and nagging and nagging and nagging, to the extent that, for instance, they told Rude Boy that, listen, dude, go and confront her. Otherwise, you go home if she's making your stay in this house unbearable. You know? And these housemates are all about, oh, call my name. If you call my name, I will answer. If you don't call my name, I am not what you are describing. It's just so annoying. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to end this video right here. You know, I really had a great time watching the Housemates presentation. It was amazing. It was entertaining. All right. And I would love to hear from all of you, your thoughts about the wager presentation. All right. Now, there's going to be another video where I share with you more details of conversations that happened in the house last night. There's a lot, guys, you do not want to miss out. So make sure you watch out for that video. And also, guys, do not forget to join us today by 3 p.m. WAT for our YouTube live conversation. I look forward to hosting you all. I look forward to interacting with every single one of you. So please make it a date with us today. Do not miss out. And yeah, thanks for watching. Have an amazing day. Bye.